Well, what a day to be a Terra Lunar Classic holder. It feels like we have been through the mill today, and well, we still kind of don't fully understand or know exactly where we're going to go, but I'm trying to clear a few bits up in this video for you, give you some reassurance that actually we don't need to make rash decisions because people could lose a lot of money. So we're going to get into it. We're going to take a look at the price and a few other bits as well in this video. So let's dive into it. Well, currently the total global market sits at 856 billion, marginally just under 857, just a 0.5% up, and you can see Bitcoin there at nearly 17.1. Had a good rally. We talked about this on the live stream, but we did see a nice rally in Bitcoin by about $200. ETH at 1270, looking to break 1300. We'll take a look at the charts in just one second. As we go down, XRP having a pretty decent run, as well as Polkadot, Solana up 2.5% as we continue our way down. Now you'll notice that Terra Lunar Classic has actually stepped back a little bit. We currently sit at the 41st highest cryptocurrency out there. 1714 is our current price, still just above that $1 billion market cap, which is nice to see. Volume slightly down given the kind of news that's come out today, but it is a double-edged sword when we talk about that, because although we did get loads of news that people, you know, maybe reacted badly about, we didn't see a massive exodus of Terra Lunar Classic, and I do think that is important, that people are prepared to hold this project and see kind of where we get to. But we'll see in terms of our bullish chart. Here's why I didn't freak out today. Again, I talked about it on my live stream that I'm really comfortable where our pricing is at the minute. We're expecting, we're expecting to it kind of trend along this line for the next kind of few days, maybe even slightly push up as the EMA comes down, and we're looking for a bit of a kind of convergence there where we could see a big price movement. Now we'll need the sentiment of the market to move with us, but we could see a pretty aggressive movement either up this way, or equally it could come down as well. We'll have to kind of wait and see. My view though, it is only my personal opinion, I do think we will see a move to the upside given kind of everything we've gone through in the last 24 hours to where we sit now. I do think we are well overdue a move, and we're going to take a look, like I said, into all of that news that's coming out. We talked a little bit about this, but ultimately it all started earlier with the view that Terra Station would no longer be supporting Lunar Classic, and from the Terraform Labs perspective, they would no longer send updates, and we had to move across to Terra Station. Now that sent a massive panic into a lot of investors in Terra Lunar Classic, and what there wasn't was solid information for people to support of. So if you want to keep up to date, because as soon as I could get the information, I got it out to my community so people made sensible decisions, then you need to subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on so you know when we either go live or upload a new video, and leave a like on this video if you are finding it useful. Now we got this Agora proposal the other day around the separation of the Rebel Station from the TFL infrastructure. Ultimately it runs the back end, and the points of validation come through the Terra Rebels as opposed to TFL. We get again decouple from TFL and become even more decentralized and take a further step away from Do Kwon and TFL. Now we talked about this in a previous video, which I will leave in the description so you can go and check it out, and ultimately it talks about when we're going to see this. You can see here version 2.0.3, and much more is required in terms of getting this ready for a layer 1 increase, and equally our layer 2 applications that would sit on there. So it talks a little bit through the proposal, and ultimately what we will see, that 2 months at $150,000. Now again, this came out and everybody just went crazy. There was a massive exodus of staking rewards, people undelegating, which then got stuck for 21 days, people just really reacting badly to this piece of news without honestly, the facts. Now, the Rebel Station, as an example, is a perfect mirror copy of Rebel Station of Terra Station. They've just taken the API data, brought it across, ran through their own own API ends that they can do, and ultimately it's pretty much exactly the same as Terra Station, other than it is completely operated by Rebel Station on the Terra Rebels. We see staking information, we see transaction volume, and again, remember this, I talked about this on my live stream, the funds, your Lunar Classic, is held on the blockchain. These are merely API data or UIs, user interfaces, to allow you to see what is going on. They are not stored on Terra Station, they're not stored on Rebel Station, they're stored within the blockchain. This is why it's important when you're going through things like this, and when people's emotions are high, we are sensible in how we do things so people don't lose a lot of money. And that's, well, in some respects, kind of what we saw earlier. Now, we can see, like I said, 12.9% is the current staking ratio. I expect that to reduce tomorrow, as we definitely have seen people unstake their tokens and panic. We've even seen people just transferring it out and going all sorts of craziness. Now, to satisfy you guys out there, nothing currently has changed. Yes, there is still a debate of whether Terra Station will support Luna Classic as of the 15th of December, but I'm going to keep you up to date with everything I can. But as we sit right now, Jared TFL, one of the TFL developers, you can see him here, look, Jared from Terraform Labs. I put out a tweet earlier saying, good news for all Lunk holders at Jared TFL confirms both Terra Station and New Station can operate side by side. Let's show support for Terra Rebels and TFL getting this done. Now let's get back to building and stop creating division. And it says here that yes, we figured it out this morning. You can support legacy version and interchain version now. So again, what you can't do is support both at the same time using the same coding, but what you can do is currently, if you're on Terra Luna Classic, then it isn't a mad rush to move it off there. It's not the end of the world if you don't wait until tomorrow, as opposed to making knee-jerk reactions where people might get it wrong. Now, this is an ever-evolving bit of news. It's an ever-evolving development with this. Now, there is definitely advantages to that interchain version, where ultimately we could get some of the applications from the Luna 2.0 blockchain onto ours. But as it stands right now, all of my Terra Luna Classic currently still sits on Terra Station. Have I installed Rebel Station? Yes. Have I moved anything across? No. The validators that we're seeing only 100 validators, as 30 validators still need to upgrade to the new version, and they need to refresh through those all nodes APIs so they are up and running. So validators haven't run off with your money. Again, I want to stress a couple of things. Validators cannot run away with your Terra Luna Classic. It is part of the blockchain. They have no accessibility. All you give them is the power for vote, not your Terra Luna Classic. So I wanted to just clear a few things up in this video. Now, ultimately, like I said, the positive out of all of this is the prices remained relatively stable. We were actually lower a few days ago, back here, when we were down in the 14.6s back on November 23rd. So we actually haven't seen the price drop, as I think people maybe either A, thought they would, or B, hoped it would. And what for me is interesting is, like I said, this course of the next 3 or 4 days, and hopefully as this comes through, we're going to see a pretty aggressive move to the upside as all this settles down and we continue to build with Terra Luna Classic. That's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did you move everything out? Are you a Terra Station or a Rebel Station? And don't forget, I'll keep you up to date with everything going on, so be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bell on so you stay up to date. As ever, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.